We've all been there. You're on the couch, snacks in hand, watching your favorite show. Maybe you're laughing, maybe you're crying. But then, bam, one of your beloved characters dies. And just like that, your world is turned upside down. It's like a punch to the gut, a moment that stays with you forever. The worst part? Even knowing their death is coming doesn't make it hurt any less. Some TV deaths are so gut-wrenching that we feel like we've lost a real person in our lives, and even years later the heartbreak lingers. In today's video, First Curiosity is diving deep into 10 character deaths that still haunt us, long after the credits have rolled. Grab a tissue because you're going to need it. From tragic goodbyes to heroic sacrifices, these deaths shook us to the core. Ready to relive some of TV's most heart-wrenching moments? Let's get started. Number 10. George Sr., young Sheldon. George Sr.'s death was a shock, even if we knew his fate. From the moment we learned that his tragic passing was already part of the Big Bang Theory timeline, we knew it was inevitable. But that didn't soften the blow. George Sr. was a flawed, sometimes distant dad, but one thing was clear. He loved his family fiercely.
See y'all later.
In young Sheldon, we got to see a side of him that made his eventual death excruciating. The Cooper family seemed incomplete without him. And for Sheldon, losing his father was like losing a piece of his foundation. It's one of those deaths that never truly leaves your heart. Number 9. Bobby Singer, Supernatural. There are TV characters you root for, and then there are those who seem like family. Bobby Singer was one of the latter, a surrogate father to Sam and Dean Winchester.
I'm done. Go get Dick.
Bobby was always the one to give tough love and guidance, but also the one who knew how to laugh when things got too dark. His death was a devastating blow to the show, especially considering how many times Bobby had come back from the dead. But this time, there would be no second chances. The scene where Bobby dies in the arms of Sam and Dean, his final words a testament to his undying love for them, broke the hearts of Supernatural fans everywhere. Number 8. Hank Schrader, Breaking Bad. In Breaking Bad, death is always lurking, but Hank Schrader's end hit harder than most. The DEA agent who dedicated his life to justice and integrity met his untimely death at the hands of Jack Welker. But it wasn't just that he was taken too soon. It was the cruel irony of it all. Hank had just discovered Walter's dark secret, but instead of going out as a hero, he was betrayed by the very man he trusted. His death marked the true turning point in Breaking Bad, where moral lines blurred and the show fully embraced its darkest side. It was brutal, it was tragic, and for fans, it's a wound that's never fully healed. Number 7. Opie Winston, Sons of Anarchy. The death of Opie Winston in Sons of Anarchy wasn't just a loss for the club. It was a soul-crushing moment that marked a tragic turning point in the series. Opie had already lost so much, his dear ones, his sense of self. Yet, despite it all, he remained fiercely loyal to his brothers in arms. When he sacrifices himself in prison to save the lives of the other sons, it wasn't just an act of bravery, it was the ultimate testament to love and loyalty. His death shattered everyone. Opie's sacrifice made us question if anything in the world of Sons of Anarchy could ever be the same again. Number 6. Bob Newby, Stranger Things. Bob Newby entered Stranger Things as the sweet, nerdy, and unexpectedly heroic boyfriend of Joyce Byers. His genuine love for Joyce and his willingness to protect her kids made him one of the most beloved characters in the series.
It's a map of Hawkins!
But in Season 2, Bob's story took a horrific turn. Trying to help the kids escape the demodogs in Hawkins' lab, Bob is brutally attacked and mauled to death. Yeah, it was hard to watch the episode that extinguished one of the show's brightest lights. Bob's death felt like the ultimate barbarism, especially because he had finally found happiness, only to have it ripped away so violently. His death was a reminder that in the Stranger Things universe, no one is truly safe. Number 5. Rita Morgan, Dexter. In the blood-soaked world of Dexter, Rita Morgan was the one bright spot, the one person who kept Dexter grounded and human. She was a loving wife and the mother, and she believed in the good in Dexter. But in the shocking season 4 finale, Rita is murdered by the Trinity Killer, leaving Dexter shattered and irrevocably changed.
She was innocent.
The savage irony? Rita's death was the thing that truly pulled Dexter away from any hope of redemption, cementing his fate as a killer without a moral compass. Her death was the ultimate tragedy, and it forever altered the course of the show. Number 4. Jack Pearson. This Is Us. Jack Pearson's death wasn't just a plot twist, it was the emotional crux of This Is Us. From the very beginning, we saw Jack as the perfect father and husband. But when he dies of a heart attack following a heroic attempt to save his family from a fire and then their dog, the impact became seismic.
Careful, Randall!
Hold the line. No, all the way down. There you go. All the way down. You got it. You down? Uh-huh.
His death cast a long shadow over the entire Pearson family, and it left us all asking, how do you go on without someone like that in your life? His death was a heartbreaking reminder of how fleeting life can be, even for the best of us. Number 3. Derek Shepherd, Grey's Anatomy. Derek Shepherd, aka McDreamy, was the heart of Grey's Anatomy. His chemistry with Meredith Grey became the stuff of TV legend. So when Derek was killed in a car accident in season 11, it felt like we'd lost a piece of ourselves. Derek's sudden death after spending so much time rebuilding his life with Meredith was harrowing to say the least. Sure, fans were used to the show killing off great characters. They had already shed tears for Lexi Gray, Mark Sloan, George O'Malley, and Denny Duquette. But how could they accept that the rock of the show, the center of Meredith's world, was gone? It was a grave loss for everyone who'd followed Derek's journey over the years. Derek's death not only left Meredith broken, but it also left an entire fan base reeling. Number 2. Ned Stark, Game of Thrones. In the Game of Thrones, realm death is expected, but Ned Stark's beheading was different. The honorable, loyal patriarch of House Stark, the man who lived by a strict code of ethics, was executed in cold blood by King Joffrey's orders.
I did warn you not to trust me.
Despite his unwavering sense of justice, fans were in shock, thinking maybe it was some elaborate twist, or that someone would intervene. But no, Ned Stark was dead, and this is how the show established that no one was safe in Westeros. Ned's death was a harbinger of the brutal, no-holds-barred storytelling that would follow, be it the Red Wedding Massacre or Hodor's traumatic death. It changed the way we watched Game of Thrones forever. Number 1. Glenn Rhee, The Walking Dead. The moment Glenn Rhee died in The Walking Dead was nothing short of devastating. After surviving countless horrors, the sweet, kind-hearted guy we'd all come to love was savagely murdered by Negan in one of the most brutal ways possible.
She wouldn't leave you behind. She wouldn't want me to leave you behind.
Fans had grown attached to Glenn's perseverance and unwavering loyalty, and his death was not only a loss for the group, but for us as viewers. His sadistic death represented the ultimate sacrifice in a world that no longer felt safe, and it left a hole in the Walking Dead universe that could never be filled. Glenn's death remains one of the most brutal, heartbreaking moments in TV history. Of course, these aren't the only gut-wrenching TV character deaths to make us sob. But these deaths weren't just moments in a show. They were emotional milestones that left a lasting impact on us as viewers. Which death hit you the hardest? Which character's farewell still makes your heart ache? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to First Curiosity. Remember, no one is ever truly safe in TV land, no matter how much we love them.